You're tuned to your number one talk, news, and sports station, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the show.
Lagos, such a busy place. But here's how I managed to stay in touch with the latest changes, trends, news, economics, and even entertainment.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Just like knowledge is infinite, the talk never stops.
The Midday Dialogue.
We talk it through on the Midday Dialogue right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
We're talking education, we're talking legal matters,
we're talking tourism and a whole lot of other things to talk about on your one and only talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
The Midday Dialogue.
The talk continues. Enjoy.
And now, the Midday Dialogue with Catherine and Adenike.
Many thanks for staying tuned and staying tuned with us on the Midday Dialogue on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Time check is 1:37 p.m. this beautiful Tuesday, first Tuesday in the month of October 2014 and first day in the second quarter for the year. It's time for the Employability Solution Show, and in the studio with me is Mr. Segun Akiyode, who is an HR consultant. And he's here to talk about something very interesting. When he told me what exactly it was we were going to be talking about, I went, okay, I'm sure people will start saying, that's not true, that's not true. Hello, Segun.
Yes, good afternoon, Nika.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, too.
Great. So I want you to tell, what exactly did you say the topic is today?
Okay, no such thing as a dream job.
Really?
Yeah. It's specific. Let me say it's intentional.
Okay.
It's an intentional topic which there have been a lot of controversy around it. A school of thought says is a myth, that it doesn't exist. Another school of thought says if you say that there's a dream job, that means there's only one particular job you can do. Very synonymous to my dream partner. Very synonymous to the only one for me, you know. That's kind of
my dream car.
Exactly.
And then after you get the car, another
model comes out. So what it means is that when most of us were growing up, we all had dreams, ideas, emotional in our mind. I want to be a doctor. And you get into medical school and you're saying, God, this is not meant for me.
Okay.
And fine. So it's trying to tell us that there is a difference between reality of things on ground and what exactly is the things that is in your mind, then vis-a-vis putting it down to the reality. It's just like I want to build a house and I'm saying I want to build it on Third Mainland Bridge, somewhere close to Unilag. And you're saying it's a dream. Some days back, there was a particular signboard I was trying to do on that axis. It's really a very magnificent architecture, but what happened? It's really a dream in the mind of the person that put it down. But when it comes to the reality on the site, it collapsed. And currently they're trying to build something else. So what it means is that even if you have something in mind as a dream, you need to be able to shape it over time, because we're a product of nature and nurture. So what it means is I may grow up and I may let me say at 1, 2, 5 years old, and maybe the kind of individuals I see around me are doctors, they're always in white, or I have pilot friends around me and I say I want to be a pilot. Now, by the time the reality now goes down, you now start to understand, for me to be a medical doctor, I must have spent nothing less than 5, 6, 7 years, medical school, going through all the internship, all the cadaver rooms, the sight of blood and everything. So by the time you start breaking down the reality, you understand that because it's a dream, for it to really come to pass, if it's really a dream, that means I should not wake up. But if you really want to get the job that it's really meant for you, you must be awake. Then a lot of things are going to change over time. your interests are going to change, your aspirations are going to change. By the time you start putting things vis-a-vis satisfaction, money, you know, we're having that conversation earlier on. There's some jobs that are very lucrative money-wise, but they don't give you work-life balance. There are jobs that give you all you need, but they don't give you the fulfillment. You just, why do you still wonder? You know, sometimes I get emails, I get LinkedIn messages of people even in the likes of the oil and gas companies still telling you they're in the job market, and you're asking them, how much are you on? By the time the guy tells me, I say, come, this is like times 10 of what some individuals are even willing to get. And the guy is telling you, I want something new. So what man's needs is insatiable. So what it means is that if you really base that dream job on the amount of cash it's going to give to you, and you don't tie it to some other things. Now, the work environment is also there. So that brings me to the concept of even that dream job is not, even when you get it, it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Now, like take for example, I grew up and I said I wanted to be an engineer. And I went to the university, I stopped at the Polytechnic, did chemical engineering. I narrowed down, why did I go for chemical engineering? I felt I was good in chemistry, I was good in maths, not so good in biology, so I ran away. Now, somewhere along the line, when the maths were coming up, I said, no, I'm not cut out for this. It transfers and the rest. I enjoyed it as a course because that was like the dream I wanted to do. But later on, I had to do a lot of self-discovery. You needed to go deep. Okay, what exactly are the things that excite me? Is money all I want? Or maybe I want to look at satisfaction. Some individuals are more money-driven. No
so they
issues.
don't care whether they get any form of satisfaction or not, whether they get other packages on the job, so long as they get the money that they had already set out getting from the onset. Okay, if you are just joining us, this is Mr. Segun Akiyode talking about there is nothing like a dream job, and he has taken us through what exactly he means, and he's still doing that. Now, you said that some persons there's so many factors that we must bear in mind. You spoke about the money, you spoke about work-life balance. In this part of the world, you realize that a lot of us do not know how to strike a balance with work and with life until the body pretty much breaks down. And it's usually the body that becomes the pointer that, look, gentleman or young lady or old man or older lady, you need to take a break. Why is it that so many of us do not know how to navigate or put so many things in perspective when we're thinking about the dream job? And is it because of the economy? Because everybody's thinking, money, I have bills.
Yes, no doubt. The economy has really changed a lot of things. Let me say, fast forward 30 years ago, when most of our fathers and our grandfathers were...
You mean rewind?
Yes, rewind, okay. Let's rewind, okay. And then the scholarships were already waiting to go out of the country. The jobs were already waiting for them. So what it means is that you just leave school and get the job. And that's why you notice the likes of the old multinationals. You see people putting in 20 years into a particular organization.
25, 30.
And you're wondering, 25,
how did you stay on the
job?
Now,
for individuals like that, the job came, it was giving them the basic needs. There was they could afford a house, you could afford a car, you could at least be very comfortable. But now, even before you're out of the university, there's no hope. It's like a bleak situation. Now, okay, take for example, I read chemical engineering, and if I was really interested in a dream job that was going to give me a very fat salary, I'll still be waiting for a mobile internship or a mobile management trainee. And looking deep into it, you'll notice that the economy is shaping us. Now, we need to also sit down and sit back and look at our dream in the reality of the now. I'm not saying throwing off your dream completely, but I'm saying I want to get to Lekki. There are various ways I can get to Lekki.
Yes.
Now, I can choose to go through Ikoyi and use the toll gate, the Ikoyi Lekki toll gate. I choose to use Admiralty toll gate, or I choose to take the alternative route. Now, it means that the destination is obvious, but you still get there. Now, I told myself, if it's difficult to get into an oil and gas job, what are the steps I can take to get me there? Most of the entry-level jobs are not available. Must I kill myself waiting for one? Very few multinationals still do their management trainees now. Very, very few. And there's also the age factor.
Yes.
I'm out of school, I'm already over 30, and I'm waiting to go for a 25 internship. Now, what does that do? Now you now start checking or backdating your age, and if you don't do it well, you get to the interview and you ask me, man, how old were you when you were in secondary school? Maybe 10 years old. I am wondering, that's not possible, even if you had double promotion like 3 times. So now the economy is there, the reality on ground, the jobs are not there. So what it means is that you don't need to have one straight-jacketed job in your mind to do. Within you, there are a lot of interesting things you can do that will get you to where you're going. Now, you're out of school. What are transferable skills? Fine, you read accounting. Is that all to it? There are a lot of accounting people that are not doing accounting today. They're not even auditing books. Some of them are into, let's help you do your business plan. They're beginning to think some other things that they could diversify into. But in the reality of the Nigeria of today and the economy of today and the workplace, you need not be one straight way. Like, if I go back to myself again, I noticed that I could write. And currently, I do blogging on a personal level. Before I knew what was happening, I started getting invitations to write about it. Now, have I made it a full-time job? Maybe not in the now. But it's a passion area which could become money generation. But if I want to go in that line, it's not going to give me all the money I need. Because we know that if I need to write books in Nigeria today, I'll need to be one that will publicize the books, except I get an endorsement deal that pays for everything. Now, what it means is that that will not be your singular aim in itself. Now, I could manage a day job. Okay, what exactly is this job going to give to me? I need to be able to decide. Location is also a very key factor.
Very important.
I know individuals that will never come to this part of Lagos. I actually ran out of this part of Lagos some time ago. Just because
of traffic and so many
exactly.
other things.
Now, if you are single, no issues. You want to go to the end of the world. Some individuals don't like traveling. They put in their CV, traveling. And you like traveling, they ask you in the interview. And they said yes, because they are so desperate to get the job.
Actually has traveling as a hobby.
Exactly. So, but when you get into the job and you really get into the nitty-gritty of it, typically in Lagos, for example, if you don't have a driver, you're in soup. Do you understand?
You don't even have a car.
You don't have a car. So a colleague of mine was giving me an example. He said, come, Shegun, yesterday he stays in the office in Ikeja. He stays on the mainland. And he spent nothing less than 3 hours getting to the office, even on the mainland.
Wow.
And he said, Shegun, how am I going to do this? I'm going back. I'm going home now and I'm thinking, how many hours am I going to spend on the road? Now, because of the peculiarity of our environment, some individuals could actually do freelance jobs. There's some individuals that are not cut out for a typical social work life. They like working on themselves. They like working on their own. You know, the people in the likes of the creatives, there's graphic designers and the rest, software developers. They don't want to. But now, if you want to put yourself, everybody's putting on a tie. I want to go. You look good. And you now force yourself into that mode. What it means is that there's some other opportunities that will come your way. But when you write it off that it has to be this perfect, it has to be this particular, it's just like you're not flexible enough to say, can I tilt? I'm not changing my dream, but can I tilt it in a way so that it's conform to the reality of the now?
Yes. Oh.
And at the end of the day, I can say, okay, fine, I'm getting where I'm going. So I usually use a phrase, we're all work in progress. So you can't tell me that you're out of the university and you get that job, boom. Let's rewind. If you must get it now, what are the things that people are doing now to get it?
Get the job.
Enough people that have the jobs waiting for them had an opportunity to do the schools, the companies came to campus to do their recruitment. So they're very good CGPA, and they do the assessment test, and the job is waiting for you. But what are the opportunities? How many job slots are available? So if you become so straight-jacketed and you're so rigid on some things, sometimes the job just drop off. Now, the other side to it, which I need to really quickly look at, is the fact that when people go for some job, they apply for all kind of jobs.
Because you even see people that say, I'm looking for a job, and the first thing they say is any job that pays.
It's annoying. Because apart from the fact that you're saying any job, that means you're not really, the focus is not there. You are like, you're too desperate. And I usually say something, never show your desperation at the interview. Even if you don't get that job, you are not even in a job currently, never show that desperation. Because when you show the desperation, it only means that this guy how is he going to cope under pressure? Will he be able to still make a stand or tilt his belief in the line of what is currently in vogue? So sometimes applying for a job, you need to be a bit specific. Now, there is a current trend going around now. There are a lot of jobs on the internet now. They tell you customer service, tell you business development. And do you know what's into?
What?
Network marketing.
Oh.
And you apply. My cousin was telling me something that he gets job offer, he gets job interviews every day. And he goes for the first day, they will pay for assessment test. The next day, they will now put them together and then start telling them about a training. They need to pay 5,000, they need to pay 10,000. And you sit back and ask, is it because people are desperate to get a job? You're not exploiting that.
Yeah.
So now, if you get a job offer, what do? What did he do? The first one he went for, I had my doubt, he went for it. Now, the last time I saw him over the weekend, he said, come, you know what I do now? I just go on Naira Land. I just check them out. And immediately I notice what they are saying about them. I don't decide to go. So what it means is that research the organization. Don't get too desperate about what exactly is that job going to look like. Fine, we know you need the means of livelihood. But there's still this burning desire that you must be concerned about yourself as well. Will this job take me 10 years down the line? Where am I going to be? You know, people feel that if they resign today from a job,
oh boy,
that's the end of the world. But it's just the peculiarity of where we find ourselves, where man is not supposed to be living for a job in itself. You're supposed to live in, it's supposed to be a function of fulfillment, not really for survivor. Fulfillment in the sense that even if all I do, I go to blogging, all I do every morning is to tell somebody don't give up. And I tweet about it, don't give up. Because I'm not being paid for that, somebody feels I'm jobless. But do you know that in that little thing, somebody that needs that
at that point in time,
says it and picks it up. Now, when you blog about what you do, what you're passionate about, it only means that you're a thought leader in the area. You don't really need to be an expert. All you need to do is you research. It's discipline to research a particular area and start to talk about it when you become that same thing. So what we're saying in essence is that the dream job is not in the sky. Because you need to be awake to get it. You need to look at the reality on ground. Don't chase the money all the time. Look at the entire dynamics. Okay, if I'm doing this today, by the time my family, I get married, the kids start coming in, will this job still be giving me the fulfillment I need? Some individuals are family individuals, so they will tell you outrightly. I've seen individuals that have come to job interviews and they've told you they're not going to pick the job. Why? They just ask, what am I going to close? When am I going to start? Where is the office? Any traveling plan? Any weekend plan? Some of the time. And from there, the individual just walks back. You're wondering, no, there's no job. Why are you saying you're not? That's his choice. So, in itself, ideal is relative. But one thing that is key is that there's no job that is perfect. It has its own peculiarity. Every job has its own peculiarity. There are jobs that you close 9 to 5, but you're still working in nights. You're still replying emails, but you enjoy what you're doing, so it doesn't become an issue. So, in a way, it's like trying to go through the entire divide. Fine, it's good to dream, but let's align it within the reality of things. What are flexible? Talk to people. Don't just think, no, that's the kind of job I want to do. Then a lot of time you have business ideas in your mind, and by the time you really drill deeply, you understand they're not marketable. No investor is going to put his money behind it. But it's flying in your head because it's an idea. But now the next thing is, do I refine my idea? It's more like a funnel. All the leads and the job ideas are coming. Okay, fine. Can I start looking at it? Which one will now be a good fit for me in itself? So it's a lot of interesting dynamics, I must say.
Wow, very interesting. I'm telling you that I'm learning a lot. I will be very sincere, and I'm not trying to patronize you. If you're just tuning in, this is Employability Solution Show, and we have in the studio Mr. Segun Akiyode, who is an HR consultant. And there's a message on our WhatsApp page, but I'll read it after this call. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Segun, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Adenike.
Okay.
The one you said about the houses in Lagos, you understand me? You see, Segun, many of us do not have a car that belongs to us. You understand me?
Yes.
I have the money to buy a car. You understand me? But I'm seeing it as buying of a car is not the first thing. You understand me?
Priority.
Getting a house is the first thing.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
you need a roof.
Yes, I need a roof over the house that belongs to me. That will be my house. Then where I work, they assign a boss to me.
Okay.
You know what happened?
No.
After closing hour, the boss, you can count the number of times that boss has taken me to where I live in Okota. You understand? But I do get down in my too. Because there are some elderly men that work with us. You understand me?
I get it.
Because my position is above them, and the boss is assigned to me. I will not tell the driver to drop them in my truck and take me to my house. I don't do that. I will get down in my truck, then this driver will drive them, even straight to Ojota before taking the bus back to the office.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get
it.
Or taking it to my, or bring the bus to my home. Because if the driver should get the bus, to drive the bus to my home, then from my home start going to his own house. You understand me? I do tell him, no, it's either you go home with the bus or you take the bus to the office. You understand me?
Yes.
So most times we are straight crowd. You understand me? You understand what I'm saying? Most times it's the proudness in us. You understand me?
So it's more like setting our priorities, I guess.
Yes. Do you know that some people, if they live like a papa, to a kind of going to Ikoyi or VI to get something, maybe something that is urgent. You understand me? Do you know, because of the hold up, the man will not get down from the vehicle that is taking him to Ikoyi. Maybe take Okada. Because if that business belongs to him.
Well, I'm sure we understand the point that it is that you're trying to make. The essence is, Segun has come here to say that the idea of a dream job is, yes, you may have the idea in your head, but the truth is it must be made with the realities of the times that we live in.
Now.
There's so many factors that must be put in perspective when you're thinking about the dream job. Do not be too stringent. There must be a measure of flexibility because the economy is such that you always have to augment your sources of income. And once you are just straight lined, nothing, it will just be like you're working for the job, and that's the life that you have. And once you lose the job, that's it. Everything with
everything stops.
5-6 years down the line, you have nothing else to show for it. So I know I enjoyed the show. I don't know. I'm hoping people did enjoy the show as well. On WhatsApp, someone is saying, open now. There's a number there. He's saying, please bring your guest another day. God bless him, and I enjoy it.
Okay.
And how do I contact this man, please?
What's the best? Maybe an email, I guess.
Yes, email is there.
You could send me an email, segun@segunakiode.com.
All right.
And I'll respond to that.
Many thanks for stopping by and taking out time. I am sure you're going to come back again.
I'll try.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It is still 99.3 Nigeria Info. Up next is the news update with Godwin. To stay tuned.
Set your time